Good everyone, and here is my outlook on the pairs that I'm going to be focusing on. And then, if you have a pair also you want me to check, I don't know, you can just tell me, you can DM me, and then I'll drop my outlook on it. So, starting off on Euro USD, we can see price is coming from this fair value gap, price rejecting from this fair value gap. Last 2 weeks, rejected from this fair value gap, and then we had last week closed below the previous week candle. So that's a break of structure to the downside. And then where is our drawn liquidity? So this is our drawn liquidity. So we are here in price, and then we are possibly going to draw into this low at this point. So this is our exits. This is our drawn liquidity. Then let's head over to the daily time frame. So on the daily time frame, we already know where price is coming from and where price is likely to be heading to. So the daily time frame, we have a breakout to the downside. So we had this breakout, and price is currently ejecting from this breakout point, and also we have this external breakout to the downside. And also let's refine also our key levels to the 4 hours time frame, and then let's see what we have. So I will just mark out this key level on the daily time frame. So let's refine down to the 4 hours time frame. Alright, on the 4 hours time frame, we have this we have what we'll be expecting is what a sweep and a breakout, right? So market gave us this sweep. This is a sweep of liquidity. For CRT traders, they call it a total body sweep. So this is sweep of liquidity, and then we have this other block. We have this QM also, this cosmetic level QM. But since I'm marking out the other block, I can just leave it because the other block will cover everything. What I'll wait for is confirmation. And then where did we have our last break of structure? Our last break of structure was at this point, right? So since we had our last break of structure here, we still expect price to give us a little bit of a pullback here. Pullback, take out this high as our inducement, and then trigger this key level or other block, and then give us a sweep, a breakout on the 1 hour time frame, and then we dump Euro USD down to our drawn liquidity. So this is it for Euro USD, following for our market structure. So let's head over to GPUSD. Let's see what we have on GPUSD also. On GPUSD, we have almost the same thing. Let me just clear this off. Alright, so you have almost the same thing, but for GPUSD, I'm not going to be targeting this low ones. I'm going to be like, we target to exit, we target to exit. So that's just the pattern since it's a weekly bias. So we have this other block, marking it out from the candlestick because price might do anything. So this is a weekly time frame order block. So this is just going to be our first target, right? So if price gives us a reaction, but we'll still be watching and pay close attention. So the other block is going to be refined down to this OCL, this open close level. Just refine it to this point. So this is a valid key level on the daily time frame. So what can we see on the daily time frame? On the daily time frame, we can see this FVG at this point. This is a fair value gap. This is a fair value gap on the daily time frame, and then also we have this key level overlapping at the fair value gap, this QM overlapping at the fair value gap. So this is a high probability key level, and then also this can serve as our inducements or internal range liquidity, right? The daily candle can serve as our internal range liquidity, but also we have to pay attention to what's the current price action, which is this daily reject daily. Also, that's same thing on Euro USD, daily reject daily. Let's refine down to 4 hours time frame. Daily reject daily. Well, I don't know. Price could sell from here, but I'll still expect price to come into premium. I expect price to come into premium at this key level, or also at this other block. At this point, this other block. So the price will give us a push to this other block, and then we can then look for sales on GPUSD also. Same thing with Euro USD. So let's head on to Euro AUD. I want to do a breakdown also on this Euro AUD from the trades that I took last week. I took I think two setups on Euro AUD. Euro AUD sell. It just came from this logic, this single candle range. So I'm just going to do the video on it, how I refine from this directional bias down to my entry, because I got a lot of messages talking about entries. Some people talked about directional bias and some other people talked about entries. So I'm just going to do a breakdown from this bias down to entries, and then let's see how it goes. So this for Euro AUD, nothing really much. Let's check daily time frame. The daily time frame, we already have this key level. Price rejecting from this key level. This low is still standing. This low, price could take out this low, but you need to pay attention to where is price coming from also. Okay, this is our order block, a daily order block, a possible reversal key level. Our resistance becomes support. So this is our low. So this is going to be our first target before we target the order block. Let's check for our structure. 4 hours time frame, we had this sweep. Price gave us this sweep here. Give us a sweep. We had breakout to the downside at this point. This is an external breakout to the downside. Okay, so we can mark out this key level. This key level is in premium. This key level, so we can expect price to push into this key level, give us a confirmation, and then drop to the downside. So that's it for Euro AUD. I'll be sending a screenshot later so it will be clearer. Heading over to USD CHF. USD CHF, well, we had an impulsive move to the I didn't trade this petrol last week. I wasn't basically looking at it. Also, we had the weekly reject weekly last 2 weeks rejected. We had daily breakout to the upside. So this is a breakout to the upside. So possibly price can use this Friday's candlestick, the low of Friday's low, as our internal range, and then possibly push to the upside from this point on USD CHF. So let's see how it's going to be. Let's see if price gives us a reaction at this point. We could look for buys to the upside. So that's it for USD CHF. Just keeping it simple and understandable. So that's it for USD CHF because of the impulsive move to the upside. So possibly we could continue buying to the upside. And then also we could target this possible key level, this possible reversal key level on the daily time frame. So this could be our target. Right, so this could be our target. Heading on to USD CHF, or USD card rather, USD CAD. So USD CAD printed something that was very, very interesting, which is this candle range pattern. Price took out this single candle formation. Price took out the low at this point. That is last week took out last 2 weeks low at this point, and then the high is still standing, and also price is also coming from a key level at this point. So since price is coming from this key level, price took out the low. We know that yes, this is a strong key level. And why do I consider this a strong key level? As you can see in the past, price used this key level to push to the downside at this point. So this is a strong possible reversal key level for buy. So possibly you are going to the upside because price is giving us a weekly reject weekly, and also last week swept last 2 weeks low, right? Yeah, and the high is still standing. So let's refine down to daily. Let's see if we have a daily breakout. So I can see we have a daily breakout to the upside. So this is the breakout to the upside. We have this breakout to the upside. Alright. Okay. So this daily low can serve as our internal range liquidity. That is, if price should return back to this key level, can serve as our internal range liquidity to push to the upside, and then we are going to keep buying until the highs are taken. But we'll still be targeting possible reversal key levels like this OCL. Target possible reversal key levels before we actually get to our target. Let's go to H4. So in 4 hours time frame, yeah, This previous daily low can serve as our internal range liquidity or our inducement, right? Because it was the first pullback, and then price also gave us a break of structure to this point, at this point rather. So we have this key level, refining down to the 4 hours key level. This is key level that price used to sell for the first time. This key level, price used this key level to sell at this point. So I'm just going to be marking out this key level. So this is a high probability key level. So let's see if price would push down to this key level, give us a sweep breakout on the 1 hour time frame or 30 minutes time frame, or whichever your confirmation entry time frame is. And then you swing, you take out this high first, and then you see another clear structure, higher time frame context, probably H4 reject H4, daily reject daily, and then you keep buying until the external high is being taken off. So that's it. And also on this USD card, we have price coming from this. This is a demand area. Yeah, this is a demand order block or whatever you call it. So this is a demand area price is coming from. Price already shifted. A structure shift at this point, shift in market structure at this point, and then expect price to come give us confirmation. So this needs, I'm going to be taking this trade next week. This pair rather. I'm going to be taking trade on this pair if I see good confirmation on it. So heading on Euro card, Euro CAD. This pair was also on it last week. It gave some massive sell. Some of my guys caught it. They sent me some screenshots on it. So on Euro card, if this weekly low, if last week closed below this weekly low, that would have been nice, but it took out the low. But let's see how Monday's candle will close, because you're having a weekly reject weekly at this point. Weekly reject weekly, and the next possible key level that can cause a weekly reversal is at this point, right? Weekly to weekly. So let's head over to the daily time frame. So we also have this key level. This weekly key level is a QM on the daily time frame. Possibly we are going to target this key level. So the last breakout we had was to the downside on daily time frame, which was at this point, and price also rejecting from this breakout point. But let's see if price could use this high as our internal range liquidity because of this FVG that is above it. Possibly price comes to this key level that is overlapping in the FVG, or this other key level also that price used to buy previously, overlapping the FVG. So if price should come into these key levels, it will be interesting to sell from here to target this other daily key level, right? So just from key level, building bias with key levels, from key level to key level, key level to key level. Then on BTC, I took some buys on BTC. I think 3 buys on BTC, but it was just all scalping on the 15 minutes time frame and 5 minutes time frame. So this was the first buy, using the same pattern, just building bias, but this was a 4 hours bias. This was the first buy, targets a possible reversal zone. This was a possible reversal zone at this point, but I didn't place my take profit there. I placed my take profit before the reversal zone. So that's how I trade. You target possible reversal zone or possible reversal key levels, and then also you can see my entry models are almost the same. You can see this one from a QM, buying it from a QM 1:5, 1:8. So this is just a weekend trade that I just closed. So that's it on BTC USD. I just targeted this breaker at this point. This was the breaker I just targeted and then exited. So that's it on BTC. Let's check the weekly time frame. I was seeing a weekly candle range pattern on weekly time frame, but I don't know if the candlestick does not close well in 7 hours. If it closes well, then possibly we are going to sell BTC. But if not, if this candle did not close well, then possibly we are pushing up on BTC because of this FVG at this point. This fair value gap. You have this massive edge. So these are fair value gap. So possibly we push into this fair value gap, and then if price gives us a reaction, possibly we are going to continue selling BTC because the last breakout was the downside, and it will be interesting also. But let's see what price does. what we see, we'll trade XAUSD. There was a last buy I took last week. It was a 15 minutes time frame. Although I closed before my TP. Just before my TP, it was a Friday. I used the trade to do a breakdown for someone, so I had to just execute the setup with the guy there. So it won't be as if I did the breakdown for him and then I didn't execute the setup. This was my exit. This was supposed to be my exit. This support become resistance, but I placed my exit at this point. And then price didn't get there. But I just closed when price was rejecting. It was giving me this candle range pattern because this is my pattern for reversal. Once I see this kind of pattern, candle range for me on my entry time frame, I can just close the trade because possibly price might reverse on me. So that's it. On XAU, let's go to the higher time frame. Let's see our bias on XAUSD for the new week. So on XAUSD, weekly rejects weekly. That's what I'm seeing here. As you know, we trade what we see, right? Price took out this high. The last weekly breakout was to the downside at this point. So we had the breakout to the downside. So possibly we are still bearish. And also we have weekly rejects weekly. Our candle range high taking, our candle range low still standing. So heading on to the daily time frame. So what I love to see on the daily time frame after a weekly rejection, or what I love to see on the 4 hours time frame after a daily rejection, or what I love to see on 1 hour time frame, 2 hours time frame after daily rejection is a breakout or an engulfing candle. And this is daily reject daily. So this is the key level that price is rejecting from. And then we had this engulfing candlestick. This was Thursday's candle rather. Price took out the low, but I know that this low probability rather, price might take out buyers. Who knows? We have this OCL gap, and also we have this key level. So these are the two key levels I have, and then also we have price rejecting from this point. So the daily reject daily to the downside. Let's head on to H4. On the H4 time frame, wow, this is neat also. Wow. So daily reject daily at this point. Possibly we might not even push up, right? So let's just see. Daily reject daily, H4, price takes out the high of this candlestick. The low is still standing. So possibly let's go to H1. Also we have, see it here, H1 rejects H1. We have H1 breakout. After the 4 hours rejects 4 hours, we have H1 breakout at this point. This is the candle range low on 4 hours time frame. So on XAUSD, I'm still bearish on XAUSD. These are our targets. So what I expect price is just to give us a reaction at this point, and then we dump XAUSD for next week. So that's just it. That's all on my watch list, and then that's it. If you scroll, you see Euro USD. So this is all I trade basically, and then we'll see you on the next one.